Men, all this stuff you hear about America not wanting to fight, wanting to stay out of the war, is a lot of bullshit. Americans love to fight. All real Americans love the sting and clash of battle. When you were kids, you all admired the champion marble shooter, the fastest runner, the big league ball players, and the toughest boxers. Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser. Americans play to win all the time. That's why Americans have never lost and will never lose a war. The very thought of losing is hateful to Americans. Battle is the most significant competition in which a man can indulge. It brings out all that is best, and it removes all that is base. You are not all going to die. Only 2% of you right here today would be killed in a major battle. Every man is scared in his first action. If he says he's not, he's a goddamn liar. But the real hero is the man who fights, even though he's scared. Some men will get over their fright in a minute under fire. Some take an hour, and for some, it takes days. But the real man never lets his fear of death overpower his honor, his sense of duty to his country, and his innate manhood. All through your Army career, you men have bitched about what you call this chicken shit drilling. That is all for a purpose to ensure instant obedience to orders and to create constant alertness. This must be bred into every soldier. I don't give a fuck for a man who is not always on his toes. But the drilling has made veterans of all you men. You are ready. A man has to be alert all the time if he expects to keep on breathing. If not, some German son of a bitch will sneak up behind him and beat him to death with a sock full of shit. There are 400 neatly marked graves in Sicily, all because one man went to sleep on the job, but they are German graves, because we caught the bastard asleep before his officer did. An army is a team. It lives, eats, sleeps, and fights as a team. This individual hero stuff is bullshit. The bilious bastards who write that stuff for the Saturday Evening Post don't know any more about real battle than they do about fucking. And we have the best team, we have the finest food and equipment, the best spirit, and the best men in the world. Why? By God, I actually pity these poor bastards we're going up against. All the real heroes are not storybook combat fighters. Every single man in the Army plays a vital role. So don't ever let up. Don't ever think that your job is unimportant. What if every truck driver decided that he didn't like the whine of the shells and turned yellow and jumped headlong into a ditch? That cowardly bastard could say to himself, hell, they won't miss me. Just one man in thousands. What if every man said that? Where in the hell would we be then? No, thank God, Americans don't say that. Every man does his job. Every man is important. The ordnance men are needed to supply the guns. The quartermaster is needed to bring up the food and clothes for us, because where we are going, there isn't a hell of a lot to steal. Every last damn man in the mess hall, even the one who boils the water to keep us from getting the GI shits, has a job to do. Each man must think not only of himself, but think of his buddy fighting alongside him. We don't want yellow cowards in the Army. They should be killed off like flies. If not, they will go back home after the war, goddamn cowards, and breed more cowards. The brave men will breed more brave men. Kill off the goddamn cowards, and we'll have a nation of brave men. One of the bravest men I saw in the African campaign was on a telegraph pole in the midst of furious fire while we were moving toward Tunis. I stopped and asked him what the hell he was doing up there. He answered, fixing the wire, sir. Isn't it a little unhealthy up there right now? I asked. Yes, sir, but this goddamn wire's got to be fixed. I asked, don't those planes strafing the road bother you? And he answered, no, sir, but you sure as hell do. Now, there was a real soldier, a real man, a man who devoted all he had to his duty, no matter how great the odds, no matter how seemingly insignificant his duty appeared at the time. And you should have seen the trucks on the road to Gavis. Those drivers were magnificent. All day and all night they crawled along those son-of-a-bitch roads, never stopping, never deviating from their course with shells bursting all around them. Many of the men drove over 40 consecutive hours. We got through on good old American guts. Many of those men were killed, but they delivered the goods, and through their sacrifice, Muldy controlled the battlefield. These men were real heroes. Don't let me hear of any man under my command being captured unless he is badly wounded. Even if you are hit, you can still fight. That's the truth. The kind of man I want under my command is like the lieutenant in Libya, who, with a Luger against his chest, swept aside the gun with his hand, grabbed the Kraut by the throat, and stabbed him with his own bayonet. Then he picked up the gun and killed another German. All this time, the man had a bullet through his lung. That is a man for you. Don't forget, you don't know I'm here at all. No word of that fact is to be mentioned in any letters. The world is not supposed to know what the hell they did with me. I'm not supposed to be commanding this army. I'm not even supposed to be in England. Let the first bastards to find out be the goddamn Germans. Someday, I want them to rise up on their piss-soaked hind legs and howl. Ah, it's the goddamn Third Army and that son of a bitch Patton again. Then, there's one thing you men will be able to say when this war is over and you get back home. 30 years from now, when you are sitting by your fireside with your grandson on your knee and he asks, "What did you do in the Great World War II?" You won't have to cough and say, "Well, your granddaddy shoveled shit in Louisiana." No, sir, you can look him straight in the eye and say, "Son, your granddaddy rode with the great Third Army and a son of a goddamn bitch named George S. Patton. All right, you sons of bitches, you know how I feel. I'll be proud to lead you wonderful guys in battle anytime, anywhere." That's all.